Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Weekly Shonen Jump for the week of June 23rd, 2019. On the cover, we've got Haikyuu. Yeah, never been a fan of the Haikyuu covers. I don't like the art style, and generally what's happening never really conveys a sense of, excitement to me. Whereas, I guess they haven't done it since, but back when they did, the digital magazine presentation, we would get covers from, Seraph of the End and Blue Exorcist and things that don't run in Weekly Shonen Jump, and I thought even those, even though the covers were of things I didn't understand at the time, I still enjoyed them. Whereas the Haikyuu ones have always been eh. But then we also have this added thing of, these are all, elements of the cover. This is most likely not how the cover's actually laid out in Japan. It's just the assets moved around to make a banner. So I don't know, maybe it was better in on the actual proper cover of Jump. Anyways, we have very few pre-recorded series. We're down to just 5 now that Food Wars is done. Or honestly, it's 4. It's actually 4. I moved We Never Learn here because we've got One Punch Man this week. And I do like to slim down the live streams when I can. But everything else here is stuff people really desperately want to see in the live streams. So I can't really balance it out anymore. Anyways, let's move on to Actage, Chapter 70. So Yanagi finally met the author of the play that they're playing, or I guess she wrote the play, or was it that she wrote the actual material? Let me check real quick. Sorry, extremely unprofessional, but I kind of forgot what was going on. Okay, so director and scriptwriter Hanako Yamanoe, author of the play Princess Iron Fan. So she wrote the play. Yes, correct. She wrote the play, and she's also directing now. By the way, Kate, can you shoot beams out of your hands? Really? Even though you're an actress? Where is she going with that? I mean, she is a very eccentric character, which I already like. You dwell in a world teeming with supernatural beings, so act like it. You're an actress after all. Scene 70, The Outside. That is true. This is the first time where she's had to play someone who isn't a person, where she can't just, relate to her own experiences or to the experiences of others. It's completely different. She has to play someone that does not act the way she would act, and also, on top of that, someone who doesn't act the way any proper human being would act. While at the same time, she has to be somewhat relatable to the audience. That's an interesting dilemma. From what I know of Journey to the West, Son Goku is very personable, very much the kind of person that you can relate to, or, you can be mad at. He's an extremely human character, even if he's not human. Whereas Princess Iron Fan feels it seems like she's going to be the opposite. That is actually really cool. They're at a temple doing Zen meditation, but Amachi is the one actually properly meditating, or at least looking like he's meditating. This is cool, though. This situation specifically relies on, our main character to save, who is basically the villain, or the antagonist of this part, Amachi. It also shows his incredible faith in her, to know that, yep, I can do this, I can put, Riku in this position where he might be super mad and walk out, and I know it's not going to happen. I have that much faith in Yanagi. That is nuts. Oh, she's not even a scriptwriter, she's a novelist. Okay. Did they mention that last chapter? I'm not going to check again, but, because what I thought before was, I guess the shock before was that she wrote the play and also she was going to direct it. But now it's the combination of she wrote it and also she wrote the source material that she then adapted into it. So, it's even more shocking than it was last chapter. Yeah, when a multi-talented artist of her caliber adapts her own script to the stage, it's bound to make waves. That really makes it interesting. Because I was saying last week how, because she wrote the play, she's going to have a different way of directing it than Kuriyama would. Where, he would focus more on, objectively, he reads the script, he has no attachment to it, he's going to, put out the vision that he wants to see and what he can make the actors, bring out. But he might allow for more improv. Whereas she might be more strict because she wrote the book, where, the book had way more distinct development, more description. She adapted it, even though she adapted it to the stage, she's probably still looking for that stuff from the book in her audience, or in the cast. Oh, this is such a cool dynamic. God, seriously, Amachi has so much faith in all these super talented people. I was trying to get into the spirit of being a goddess, but I guess that wasn't right. It was that flash of, she was about to die. So how did she bring that back out without trying to kill her? Oh, wait, huh? Perhaps I expected too much, since I heard she was his daughter. His daughter? Whose daughter? Like, that actually messes me up a little. Because, like, I guess we're doing the robot laser beam thing, like the thing that a lot of our sports series do of this person is secretly related to this super famous person, which I don't really want. I guess we don't have anything to refute it, though. Like, the only thing that comes to mind is, like, why didn't they promote her as being related? Like, if they have the same last name, which I assume is the reason why she knows, like, clearly Kay would know, but she doesn't bring it up. Why would anyone else know? Or, like, if they didn't know, why wouldn't anyone mention it? Like, especially during the school arc, where people were just, spreading gossip about her. I'm hoping this is something else. I really don't want her to have inherited her acting powers from her super powerful actor father. Even though it would explain why he had so many tapes in his house, like so many movies. Oh man, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna like it. You can't make beams come out of your hands just by focusing on your inner world. You need to turn your imagination towards the outside worlds. I was friends with a Pokaru. The race of little fairies from Ainu folklore. Have you heard of them? Okay. It seems like what she's trying to say is, like, I don't fully know. Let's read a bit more before I speculate mindlessly. Okay. So, this small spirit was her friend. Like, is this a metaphor for someone, or... Right, fairies are imaginary. Perhaps Fukiko was only a figment of my imagination, but she was with me, and she still waits for me there, deep in the mountains. My crush had a crush on someone else. My junior high was shut down because there weren't enough students. My parents called me, urging me to forget about writing and find myself husbands. Oof. These mundane, restrictive facts of life are what turn us into adults. We become bound by the chains of common sense. That's a really cool way of looking at things. Like, I mean, I've seen this sentiment a lot in other fiction. Perhaps I can grasp the abyss by believing in my own immortality. Yeah, so what she means is literally, like, when you can truly believe in magic, when you can look at it, and even knowing that, there is a real explanation for this, when you choose to believe in something fictional for the sake of, inviting more, like, wildness into your life, the moment you do that, you can fire laser beams out of your hands. Like, it's not even about deluding yourself into making it completely real. It's about just, like, stretching out a little bit. The wind blowing on our backs is the breath of a dragon, 100 leagues to the south. The reason the breeze is cold might be because of the Koto Pokaru to the south. And of course, the sea of clouds before us is the inferno of the flaming mountains. Now open your eyes. Ah, that is really cool. Like, Actage is not a series that gets to do a lot of, like, fantastical imagery. So this is a treat. The weird, like, Pepe face here. It's not really Pepe, but it kind of looks like it vaguely. That's a little extra. That's entirely Yanagi on her own. Reach out your hands, Kay. Shoot those laser beams. There's no point in struggling against the Monkey King as a mere mortal. The world of the stage is limitless. Holy crap. These 2 pages are amazing. Like, again, Actage doesn't do a lot of, like, vague supernatural, like, suburban, how would I put it? Like, vaguely magical sort of things. But this feels exactly like that. But that does make sense. Like, Ogami has this, like, it's not quite the same, but I see what she's getting at here. Like, Ogami has the power of believing in himself, and because of that, because he has the super inflated ego, he has the ability to make other people buy into him. He has the power to make other people look at him because he feels like they're looking at him. Like, it's that incredible gravity that Kay does not have, because she believes too much in other people. Like, she's too, like, even now, she's starting to believe in herself. She's starting to say, like, hey, who's the better actor? I couldn't say. But she doesn't have that gravitas yet. And I don't think she should become, like, an ego trip, nutcase. But I do think, like, this is a good lesson. This is an interesting lesson. The only way she can stand next to Riku is if she's not looking at him anymore. If she believes that she's so, powerful that other people should be looking at her, that why would you even bother looking at him? Our job is to reject the dull, everyday world. Welcome to my world. You're going to get stronger. This feels like the end of a shonen fighting arc. Or, like the start of a big training arc. Oh man, this is a new feeling for Actage. Like, Actage has had training arcs and stuff, but, like, not like this. Not something so intrinsically fantastical. Like, it reminds me a lot of some of my favorite parts of Dr. Stone, which is, again, like, Dr. Stone, very science-focused, very not fantastical, but it does take, like, science things occasionally, and it portrays them in this, like, crazy, like, it portrays it as, a mythical thing, or as a typical adventure thing. It's that change of perspective that I think is super cool. The power to take something mundane and make it not mundane in the slightest. And that's really what her MO is here. Like, she writes because she wants to do that. In the same way, I am so excited to see what this play is going to be like. Like, I think this is going to be a play that completely blows everyone out of the water. Not just because of the actors, which is what we've been focusing on this entire time, but because of the sentiment behind it. Because of this, like, magical realism that she wants to bring out into the world. Wow, what a chapter. So, I mean, assuming everything follows the way it usually does, I feel like Actage is not going to be in the top half, but it's going to be pretty high up, like, more so than usual. This was a good chapter of Actage, no doubt about it. Alright, so that's Actage. Next is Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru, Chapter 7. We're reaching Chapter 8 real soon. Like, Chapter 8's gonna have to be really good. Like, if anything is going to be a milestone in the series, it's got to be like 8. It's got to be Chapter 88. If it ends up being like a Naruto level popular series, 888, that's got to be like the ending. Oh my god. But yeah, good. I really do like the colors. Like, there's nothing wrong with the colors for Samurai 8. They all look good. The shading is nice. It makes the art look so much better. It's not like mind blowing by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good. Like, most of Samurai 8 is not something I would pay for. I am paying for it because I have a subscription, but, like, I wouldn't. If I had, like, a Humble Bundle, like, slider thing that could say, like, hey, this is where my money goes, definitely would not put any money to Samurai 8. Samurai and Princess, a fated pair making a hero or whatever. So, like, from what we've seen in the series thus far, it does seem like this is a series that believes in fate, in, like, prophecy. Like, that kind of thing is a literal force in the world. Which I think is fair. Like, set that up right at the beginning if you're going to use that as an ongoing theme in the series. I feel so itchy all of a sudden. What could that be? In that case, I think I'm allergic to info dump explanations. And he hasn't itched at all throughout the rest of the series. Huh. That's the thing. I wonder, like, was this a gag or was he really itchy? Is there something, like, is he being swarmed by, like, samurai ants or something right now? It's not about getting stronger. It's about whether you try to be strong or not. Okay, I like this. So she's gonna, like, toss us all to the side and try to look super dignified, like, immediately. Wow, that was close. I almost let him see me looking really sloppy. Okay. See, this is a samurai and princess pairing that don't understand each other. Even if he's very strong, he's not truly strong. He doesn't understand because he doesn't have a true connection to his princess. Ooh, okay. So we're finally getting back to the princess we saw last chapter. A princess's beauty is inner beauty. We express this beauty through the art of flower arrangements. Fair enough. Fair enough. Looking good. What's the gag here? Oh boy. I mean, she is a very, like, stuttery, weak person, but she has a very interesting aesthetic to her. I'm excited to see what she's going to do. Like, we don't quite understand how they're going to work together. Like, the idea seems to be that just by having a princess, by having someone you have to protect, you're motivated, and thus you work harder. But I assume there's got to be, like, an actual, like, mechanical thing that happens as well. Because a lot of samurai, it seems to have been, it seems to be this combination of, here's a metaphor, but also it's literal, like, this is an actual thing that happens because of the technology. They're both still undisciplined children, but they have a powerful gravity. They will draw each other closer, and you will find him quickly. I find it very hard to get invested in this kind of thing, though, like, because there is this inherent gravity. Like, that's the problem with series that run on fates. It's the problem of, well, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Like, it can be interesting until then, but you kind of know what all the beats are gonna be, or what some of the beats are gonna be. I guess that's the trick. It's like having those beats be there while at the same time doing unexpected things with things that aren't fated. I swear, these two are the perfect samurai and princess. Well, we know she's not the perfect princess. We don't know if he's not the perfect samurai. But okay, well then. I hope Yoku sticks around. She seems to be very fun. Like, it seems like we have the situation of a excitable character and a more, suppressed character, a more like a less excitable character, and that's good as a pairing. So in order, I guess that'll be the same thing if she's with Hachimaru. Like Hachimaru's kind of excitable, but not in the same way. I don't know if he has the right energy to make her shine as a character, or if she's going to just be like, hanging around, not saying much. If she's going to be like a Sakura. Of course, setting this up right here, some samurai and princesses are evil too. I mean, of course they are. We got to be able to fight them. Can't just be fighting Ronin for the entire series. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, so he's still trying to do the katana thing. It's still floppy. He stabbed himself in the head. But yeah, if you can't use your blade, moving to the next topic won't work any better. Which I assume that's a thing. Like, it's not that he needs the motivation to start training. It's more he needs the motivation to try and master things because he's too excitable. He's happy to just jump around and enjoy the power he already has, but he won't get serious unless he has on with him. So to be something he has to protect, something he has to hone his sword for. Okay, let's see. This is also going to be a gag. That's interesting though. Like, first of all, Haitaro didn't completely combine with him. It was just some of the goo, implying that he'll have a partially armored form like the other samurai, like a partially armored one, then a full I've combined entirely with my holder form. But also, that just made me think about this. And the idea that he has a powerful gravity to him, which they've said multiple times in the past. What if his gravity is what pulled the sword into his head? And then likewise, the reason why his armor is so big is because his gravity attracted too much armor to him, maybe. So no real misunderstandings. We're not going into a different arc that's going to end with them meeting. Nope, just doing it right here, right now. I can appreciate that. Yep, Hachimaru didn't have to do a dang thing. He just managed to get his princess out of nowhere, mail delivered, easier than Amazon. He didn't even need to put in an order. All right, the 8th child. I finally found him. Interesting, actually. The 8th child, both for Daruma and for this guy. Okay, so got that evil samurai. No evil princess as far as I can see. Maybe this is supposed to be the evil princess. She does have reddish lips, sort of. There's shading there, which usually implies a female character. So evil scrying princess, evil samurai. Also, he's got oh. It took me a moment. I thought she was part of the dragon, but no, so that's just her. She's all wrapped up in this cloth. He's standing on the cloth, and then his holder is behind him. It looks like she's really, really hurt. Also, actually, she looks like she is made of the holder. I noticed the blobs here, and I was thinking oh, she's really close to him. It's weird that I thought that was partially just the flat shading on everything, but the more I look at it, the more I think that she is yeah, because that especially, she's trying to form an arm. So she's a princess that's integrated into his holder. It might not be. It might just be he has just a holder, no princess, but his holder has a humanoid form so that they can communicate. But then they said, next is your turn, Ata. Your turn, which implies they don't do things together, which means I think that it's probably a princess. She probably goes out and can also do stuff herself, and she maybe has a holder of her own, or she's using holder technology to make her body. Overall, all right. Yeah, I'll put it at the bottom for now. Good chapter. It feels like we're getting somewhere. So next is Tokyo Shinobi Squad, Chapter 4. Ooh, Chapter 4, En's role. So we're going to see what En can do. We know what he can do just based on memory, but is he going to have a fighting style? Because there's a lot you can do with memorizing things. You could branch that out into memorizing any technique, any jutsu, being able to copy anything. He could have basically the Sharingan. There's a lot you could do. That's cool though. Yeah, show me the shortest routes, because normal people don't matter to them, so why not? Even if there's going to be a lot of enemies there, we can just steamroll them. So, I'm glad this is En's role, because En's got to be able to show Taiga why he's here. Why he's important. Okay, using his electricity to... okay. Again, like in any modern setting, and like it seems like Tokyo Shinobi Squad is going to take place mostly in Tokyo in a very like technological area. Like there's a lot of uses for electricity. He's not going to be he's not going to run out of it. He can definitely keep pulling from the power lines if he needs to. He can send his energy through the power lines. Like it's so versatile. And even besides that, most of what he does isn't electricity. It's usually just positive and negative repulsion. Yokoso! Welcome to my laboratory, where I'm doing non-specific evil things. Those nerds kept prattling on about using it to develop treatments for incurable diseases, so I've taken their work in an entirely different direction. By controlling the part of the brain that tells the body to regenerate, I can make a man regrow his leg after stepping on a landmine. I can create a soldier who makes Rambo look like a kid with a cap gun. I see. Also, he's spitting out the tapioca pearls. Why even? Why even? For what purpose? Why would you buy bubble tea and then spit out the bubbles? Or, I guess those aren't the bubbles. The bubbles are on the top. The tapioca pearls are unrelated to why it's called bubble tea, but still, for what purpose? Okay, you wipe out the research data you're trying to take back. But yeah, okay, so that's N's role. N, can you use your technique of remembrance to memorize all the research data? There we are. Alright, give me 5 minutes, let's do it! So now all he has to do is wait until N has all the information, and then not only can they return the information to the to the proper people, but also they just have the information if they need it for anything. Like, it's a powerful ability. Like, a good main shonen character does grow throughout the series. Every fight teaches him a little something. Maybe not something super important, but there's always a little bit of progress. And like, with the power to remember anything, like that's automatic progress whenever you do anything, whenever you engage in any fights. You're always getting something out of it. Oh, is this like a hired guy though? Yeah, there we are. There we are. I love the ocean and women. I mean, we've seen other characters, show up that haven't been important, even though they've gotten a little bit of backstory. So maybe this is just a random. I sure do love women. Ooh, well then, it's been a while since I've gotten violence. Let's see it. Oh, no. Okay, I guess Taiga's... Okay, so, I mean, I guess this will show Taiga's worth. Like, just destroying, like, 3 stories worth of building, or out of windows, was impressive, but not, like, showing his worth. This is gonna show his worth. Meanwhile, I do kind of find it cool that, what he's doing here is an assistive role, as opposed to, like, a fighting role. Like, I do want to see him fight, though. I genuinely need to see N, like copy a technique or something. That's way too cool to just put on the back burner. But for now, like, I think this is smart. It shows, like, without having to, train a lot physically, this is how he can still be very helpful. So, Jin's protecting N, Taiga's fighting. Good enough. Good chapter. Pretty good. Not on the same level as Actage this week, but better than Samurai 8, for sure. Like, again, it was enjoyable. So, next is... I don't have any predictions, really. Like, it's such a straightforward series. I feel like it's going to be a lot like not Chainsaw Man, but like maybe Black Clover or something, where if it's a mostly fighty arc, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Like, the concepts are cool enough, but a lot of them are things I've already seen before, so... Like, there's not a whole lot I can genuinely explore. Anyways, next is The Last Saiyuki, Chapter 16. Let's refresh it so we don't have the black borders. Yeah, I mean, his dad had to use an actual saw to, slice it in half. She snapped it with brute force. Now she's got 2 staves. Let's see how she fights. Chapter 16, A Shining Star in Broad Daylight. I really do like that she doesn't seem to have, like, an inherent gimmick beyond her speed. Like, it's enough of a gimmick, especially now. But I do like that it's not, like, a special ability or, like, a magical girl exclusive power that she has. It's more just, she's real fast, and she's showing off just how good she is. Alright, we've got to attack all at once. Sure. So, basically, just like, yeah, you guard my back. Going in. Oh, this is so cool. I really love the flow of action in The Last Saiyuki. It feels so visceral, and especially like the speed lines everywhere, it feels so classic. She's not taking out the one she dodges. Yeah, like, I mean, that's teamwork. It's knowing that, hey, you've got your back covered, therefore, why bother, like, in an FPS, for instance. I haven't played a lot of FPSs, but I remember playing one where I was the sniper. One of my friends was a like person walking, and it was really fun to have that feeling of like, oh, the person I'm playing with doesn't know, like they're focusing on something. They're not looking at enemies that are right next to them because it's my responsibility to kill them off. Like teamwork where you can see what each person is doing consistently is really cool. And I think like the Nyoibo is a really good weapon to showcase that because it is a physical object. Like it's not just like shooting a gun where you see bullets, but you don't actually get to see like a continuous like physical motion. Like with the Nyoibo, every time it extends, you're like, yeah, that's Ryunosuke doing that. He's not just like you're not just seeing like explosions or you're not seeing just like, bullet exit wounds. You're seeing like a physical object that is, the representation of Ryunosuke doing stuff. Oh boy. Okay, it's a quickie. But she's got something up her sleeves. Oh, straight through. Damn. Are you watching, Mother? The clothes you gave me are all in tatters, but it's okay. We're gonna go all out now. Everyone all at once. Even if these clothes get all torn up, I'm now the person I want to be. Estelle puts him in the air. Oh boy, come bada swing. Hit it out of the park, Nyoibo. Right through the stomach. Oh my god. Ah, that was satisfying. That was so satisfying. Oh my gosh. Oh, a sand screen. Okay, so it wasn't just that the Kurori was moving quickly, it was also like, yeah, its vision or her vision was obscured. Okay, that's really cool. Aw, I guess this means we're friends now. And she's gonna be like Koharu's first friend, like first actual friend who won't forget her. I mean, apart from Yonosuke, obviously, but yeah. Ah, this is great. This also means that now, like, she can be part of the gang. They can always be hanging out, even if we were focusing more on, just Ryunosuke. Like, now they have a extra dynamic that they can have without having him to be around. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Also, I just remembered. Oh, yeah. I get it. It's okay, I get it. Thanks, Ryunosuke. That's cool. Like, we still got the, the comedic moments of, oh no, the kiss. But they didn't, like, lay into it too much. They didn't make her dumb. Like, she is blushing a little, sure. But, like, she's not going to, like, be intentionally dumb. She's willing to accept that, yeah, he had to do what he was going to do. He saved my life. Like, yeah. I'm really glad. Yeah, The Last Saiyuki, good series. Very consistent. The fighting was absolutely fantastic this time around. So, in terms of just sheer fun, I think I would put it above Act Dodge. Like, I really liked thematically this Act Dodge chapter. But I think this was a more, like, a visceral chapter. It was more fun. I really enjoyed the action in it. Like, of all the things in the chapter, like, every page wasn't wasted. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, everything in the chapter was something I enjoyed. Even if it was a fast read. Like, I don't penalize Chainsaw Man for that. Ah, man, that was good. All right, that's Last Saiyuki. Next, what else is there? They killed the Kurori. I guess, like, this is the Kurori. Like, all the others were eaten. They all combined into one thing. So I guess they have to go find, her partner now, I suppose. Like, he is most likely still fighting the, the emissary of darkness, of chaos, whatever we call them now. So I guess they're gonna have to go there. Maybe he'll be dead. Maybe he won't. Hopefully he won't. But I guess the Kurori are probably done for now. We might also do some like cleanup. Like, hey, for an entire city of people, how do we deal with this? How do we wipe all their memories? How do we like restore them to the way they were before? Like, how do we deal with that? So yeah, lots to do still. I feel like we still have a couple chapters before this arc is done. And even then, like, we have no clear goal as to what we're doing going forward, so the series has a lot of potential. Alright, that's The Last Saiyuki. Next is We Never Learn, Chapter 116. The Clockwork Fireflies Yearn for the Snow Flurries of X, Part 3. So, we've got Ogata. She hates herself. I don't want her to hate herself. How do we change her opinion? It's a gorgeous cover, by the way. Like, absolutely gorgeous. Taishi Susui usually doesn't, like, flex when it comes to his art style that much. It's usually just, like, it's good. It's generally good. But I think this is great. It's, like, I remember complimenting Samurai 8's cover page this week, but even then, that was mostly just, like, this is an art style I can look at. Whereas this is genuinely beautiful. It looks really good. I am just blown away by it. Wow. It's been 3 days since Rizu stopped showing up, so, how do we invigorate her? So, yeah, that makes sense coming from Naruyuki. This, maybe not so much. I guess. Like, when you see her, like, when her body moves on her own, she moves to, separate Furuhashi and, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I've been avoiding them for 3 days. What am I doing anyway? But okay, so they went to the nurse. She's also going to the nurse. Let's see. How is this going down? Oh, okay, so Naruyuki is here by himself, maybe. Aww. No, wait a minute. Don't let her go. Explain yourself. Communication. Communication, please. I don't want anyone to see how lame I am. If I keep hanging out with you, you'll get fed up with me, just like Grandma. Oh, okay, never mind. I get it. I immediately got it with the funeral thing. It's not that, it's not that she, her grandmother hated her and then her grandmother died. It's no. Her grandma and her were very, very close, and she wanted to create some distance. Like, this child is going to be crushed if she's still this in love with me when I die, and I know I'm going to pass on soon, so before this happens, I'm going to drive a wedge between us so she can live her life by herself. But yeah, oh man, she took it the wrong way entirely. Yikes. Like, especially because she was a small child at the time. Like, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna look at a small child and be like, yes, you're a horrible person, you'll always be a horrible person, I don't want to hang out with you. Okay, so Furuhashi's coming in. And the classic. We've done this so many times. The absolute classic. I thought it was going to be, Naruyuki out, Ogata in the bottom. But no, this is the absolute classic is Naruyuki being hidden for whatever reason. Naruyuki being hidden is top tier ultimate classic. Then right below that is Naruyuki and a girl both being hidden at the same time. And then right below that is the girl being hidden, Naruyuki isn't, which I don't think has happened very much, if at all. I mean, unless it's Naruyuki is hanging out with someone else and then the girl is spying on him. That happens. This isn't what I meant to do. Oh boy, what is this situation? Oh boy, how awkward. That look, she's super mad at me. Oh no. I should call Naruyuki to come here and he'll explain how the whole thing was a misunderstanding. Naruyuki's ringtone. Dun dun dun. Oh boy. Okay. Gotta turn off my ringer. Oh no, you're not touching your ringer. I mean, come on. There's no way that her hand looks like his hand. I mean, I guess Naruyuki does have sort of feminine facial features. He has sort of feminine hands too, perhaps, maybe. But she's so small, though. That's the thing. There's no way. Oh no. Oh no. You can barely almost look at the space between her thighs, not even a panty shot. How dangerous. Okay, well, I am glad that we're putting this out in the open. Like, they've come this far and we never learn. That the characters can just say, like, alright, I'm uncovering myself early. I'm here. It's hard to explain it, but I'm here. Sure, it's happened a couple times already. You know how it is. You know how it'd be sometimes. If I were better at understanding other people's feelings, I'd be much closer to the kind of person I want to be. But the more I understand about people, the more I just want to see things. The more I just see things I don't want to see. Okay. I wanted to like myself, but I just end up hating myself. And like, I feel like we're most of the way through the chapter too. So this is like, this is Ogata suffering Namek. Like, it just keeps on coming. I hope that it comes to an end soon, but it's been chapter after chapter of just Ogata suffering. Like, Ogata's not my favorite girl. She's not even my top 2, but she might be my top 3. So it hurts. It definitely hurts to see her like this. That is cool though. Like, he's wearing the outfits. Is this one of the outfits that her grandma made? I assume so. I have a present for you. The Ogata Language Arts tests. Okay. It's no ordinary test. It's also a sort of game. By the time you finish the test, if you like yourself, I win. If not, you win. Bold. A very bold gamble there. I mean, again, I like myself well enough now, but in high school, I don't know if Naruyuki could have won with this. I guess it really depends on how it shakes out in the future, like in the next chapter. I'm sure he's going to pull this off in a way that makes her feel good about herself. But like, if he didn't, that would be deeply dark. Alright then. Like, I assume it's a language arts test that's all about, the connections she's already made. Like, that'd be a really good end game arc or late game arc. Like, hey, here's how you've connected to people. This is how you've changed everyone's lives. This is why we all like you. And at the very end, hey, I talked to your mom, and she told me this about your grandma. This is why your grandma pushed you away. She didn't hate you. Like, it's got to be something like that, right? Overall, good. I always feel weird ranking things that are bittersweet. Because, like, I enjoyed the chapter, but not that much. Like, honestly, I'd put it below Tokyo Shinobi Squad. Because it had a lot of stuff I didn't like. Like, the rehash of, the hiding Naruyuki thing. We did, have a twist on it, which is that, he did reveal himself. Sure, fine. But that didn't make it more entertaining to me. It was just, not as bad as it could have been. And then we had Ogata suffering hell, which I don't like. And then this is not like a hype moment. It's just an intriguing one. So overall, not a whole lot in this chapter that I truly loved. Alright, that's a bit of a downer, but that's how we're ending the pre-recorded series for now. Next time you see me, it will be on the live stream. Bye for now. Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is One Punch Man, Punch 97, Heat Up. Really whipping out that stream real early. Also, just so you know, I wanted to move Chainsaw Man to the back for this week. So, oh no, oh god. Sorry, I forgot to set things up. This was really not spur of the moment, but I should have set it up more. Anyways, we've got Garo on the cover, looking extremely hot. I don't know. The belly button's a bit worrisome. Like, I don't know. Just because of the way it's shaped, it feels like this deep, dark chasm, which is slightly anxiety-inducing, but it's not that bad. Oh yeah, I just noticed Saitama in the background, as always, as is tradition. So, last time, we got the giant mech, which apparently last week, that was not the correct chapter that was put out. That was a beta chapter, I suppose. It wasn't Murata's finalized version. From what I've heard, the version that they used for Punch 97, though, is the finalized version. So I did go on a scanlation site. I saw the proper design. I think the proper design looks a lot better. Let's see how this goes. Wait a minute, what? We are one page into this, and I'm already extremely confused by this specifically. Like, the design itself, really good. I like the crazy mix of, like, school supplies that are a part of it. But this, what is this? Where's the science here? This is just straight up magic. I mean, there are numbers, so I guess it might be like, the numbers on textbooks, perhaps? But the design of it is straight up magic. Like, that's just a magical seal. This is something you would see in, like, any isekai. So, that's concerning. So, I think that's supposed to be a stapler. Maybe? What is this, though? Like, I assume the Umai sticks are just like a snack. It'd help if I recognize these brands. Like, I know these are most likely, like, slight parody versions of the brands, but still. Also, I've been trying to subtly set up chat this entire time. Not like normal chat, but like not on screen chats. He invented magic. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. That's all I need to know. I mean, it's not even just that it's not scientific. It's specifically that it's not, like, school supplies. Magic is not school supplies. But alright, going in. And, like, see, he's got the protractor blade. I can deal with that. That's fine. Like, it's also just, like, a straight-up projection, which is fine. But, like, at the very least, it's a projection that's also a school supply. I know it feels like I'm getting really hung up on it, but I should be. It's real weird. Wait, what is he doing? Because, like, it's Phoenix flares, but he's not dropping them behind him. He is shooting them forward. What is that meant to accomplish? Oh, right, okay. So they're flares in, like, the actual sense. Like, not in the usual shonen sense of, it's a flare, but by flare, I mean attack. It's like a legitimate, like, shooting flares out in order to stop heat-seeking missiles. That costume of yours is pretty fast, but you move awkwardly in it. Your timing's off. I do love the aesthetic of him calling it a costume. Like, yeah, you're a bad suit actor. But look how well Duncan Bird fits me. Together we are one harmonious ensemble. Phoenix Fire Falcon mode. Oh, he actually, like, he shifted his musculature almost to look more like an actual Falcon. Even his performance parameters change. In a Toku series, this would be the moment where he switches over from, a physical suit actor to a CG model for a brief period. Also, I cannot set up chat. Sorry, just give me a second. My problem is that when I'm using my channel, like, if I go to it here, like, I see the recording thing here, but whenever I'm on my phone, and I've tried it with multiple phones, I cannot get, like, I can't go to my page and see that I am streaming at the moment, which is the main problem. But yeah, okay, there we are. That's fixed. Gotta be very careful with those tabs. That's insane. He's only got 1 minute, 30 seconds left. We're on Ava time. I feel like they're... Wait, what? For what purpose? I will say, I am a big fan of heroes that, like, have minions or, like, small and, allies that do their bidding that are weaker than them. Like, I like that aesthetic a lot. So I'm not against seeing this. This is also a reference I don't want to say out loud in chats. But, like, interesting choice. Very interesting choice. It does actually fit him very well, though. Like, in the same way that he had the hounds that turned into hellhounds. Like, yeah. Ooh, Phoenix Prominence Hawk mode. This is a reference that I don't fully remember. I mean, the prominence parts, that just reminds me of Prominence Blaze from My Hero Academia, but there's a specific like technique. What am I thinking of? Like the mecha that turns into pure fire when it's fighting. Or not pure fire, but like it covers itself in flame. Oh boy, I don't want to get hung up on it. Hopefully by the end of this chapter I'll remember it. But God, he looks even cooler now. I have to beat him fast. Brave Giant is incomplete. After operating for 3 minutes, its energy control systems overheat and it self-destructs. Wait a minute. So we're not even playing by Ava logic. We're playing by, like... Is there a mecha I can think of that self-destructs after 3 minutes? It definitely adds a completely different, like, thing to the series. Or, like, to this fight specifically. Because I assume it will end with Child Emperor ejecting himself and letting it explode. That weapon can't operate very long, and I bet he doesn't want to sacrifice it. Okay. God, I don't remember Phoenix Man at all from the webcomic, though I know he was there. I definitely didn't enjoy him this much, though. Like, my gosh, he might be my favorite thus far. Like, I'm still rooting for Nyan. I really like Nyan as a concept, and I like his design. And by concept, I just literally mean he's a monster that's a cat. But Phoenix Man's definitely, like, he's getting up there. I like his design. I like his attitude. I like his skills. I'll put some distance between us and attack the boy under his protection. Oh, now he has a second one as well. What is with these magic seals? What is going on? He must use his ultimate weapon until it breaks, and when all his weapons are run out of ammo, I'll leave him naked deep in enemy territory. Naked? I mean, based on this visualization, I guess this must be a bad translation choice, actually. Because, like, he's roughed up, but he's not naked. And, I don't know, the phrasing specifically of leaving Child Emperor naked feels very weird. Like, I don't think that's what was meant there. If anyone out there has read, like, the scanlations, let me know if the phrasing there is a bit different. Because, I mean, I guess it could just be a metaphorical thing, but I don't know, it feels real weird. What you didn't expect is that he set up a seal, a magic seal on the wall, as is tradition, as is one of Child Emperor's powers. The seal also looks a bit different. Like, it still has the numbers that are all the same, but like the actual line work looks different. Like, is it just supposed to be a reference to geometry, maybe? Like, because he has a lot of geometry tools that are part of the robots. But why magic? Why magic? Like, if it were just like geometric shapes, I'd be able to buy it as like, maybe it's supposed to be sciencey. But the writing around it is very much a magic seal thing. Oh boy, it's time for the finisher, the big punch. He stopped it. How long can he keep surpassing my expectations? I mean, I kind of want Phoenix Man to win. Because I mean, I know overall he's not going to win. So if he wins this fight, if he destroys the robot, I'd be very down for that. Holy hot damn. Also, what is this sigil? Like, I assume it's just some artwork done by the Subterraneans? Because, like, we've got multiple centipedes, which could be like a Centaura reference, actually. But then this guy, like, I don't really see the correlation there with anything we've already seen in the past. Like, it looks like just a general sort of deity of some sorts. I mean, okay, I guess he still has a minute 15 seconds. Did that all take like 15 seconds? What was the last time we saw his number? I thought it was 130. Yes, it was. It was 130, and now he's down to 115, which is fine. Like, clearly this has all been happening in a very quick amount of time. But because we have a timer, I expected that, the next time we see it, it's going to be like 10 seconds left. Oh, he's melting through the fists. The way this is framed reminds me a lot of the the ending of part 3 sort of, but not quite. It's not quite there. Like, there's not an actual like stand rush there. Holy hot damn. That is one punch. I mean, in a series called One Punch Man, that sure is a one punch. This base is I know Murata doesn't really do this most of the time, but I do kind of want to see like a recap of, the base post damage. Because I guess it doesn't really matter that much when it's a city, because, the city's generally destroyed. There's not a whole lot of landmarks that we've seen before, so it's just, well, this sure is a destroyed city. But because we've seen the base so many times in so many different ways, I kind of do want to see like a final chapter that is just walking through the base. Like, here's all the damage. I think that'd be super neat. Super degenerate dry battery nearing explosion. Okay, get out, get out. I have to join that hero so we can cooperate and beat this bird. Smashing down into where Flashy Flash fought. Signal was close. It was moving at incredible speed. Oh, it's not going to be Flash, though. Like, it can't be. Because he dropped his communicator, which I assume has the tracker on it. So he's at the bottom of the ocean right now. Quote, unquote, he is. Oh, boy. All right, that's Flashy Flash for you. I feel like it's been a while since we've had just a straight up one-page gag with one hero. Or a one-page gag that I found funny, I should say. We've definitely got them before. Like, we had that thing with Fat God, Pig God being stuck in the, in the subway system. But I didn't think that was funny. Whereas, like, this is funny. Well, hey, Straight Banana, sorry. The archives will be up relatively soon, though. Like, once I'm done. So far, good chapter, though. Really good chapter. I don't see how he's gonna beat Phoenix Man, though. Like, Phoenix Man was above water. Or I guess, he splashed in, but he's not being damaged right now. I guess if if he is a fire element person, like, maybe he could just drown. But I assume not. I assume he's just gonna revive bigger and badder than ever. Wait, what? Wait, what? These are all, Are these the Subterraneans masks? Maybe? Like, the first thing that came to mind is, like, their robot heads, but that's not quite correct. Like, there's a big variety in them. And a lot of them don't really look mechanical now that I'm, like, looking closer at them. Are these supposed to be Subterranean masks? I mean, for a thing that was very much like a one-page gag, the fact that the Subterraneans were a real thing that existed, but they got taken out. Like, they've shown up a lot, like, ever since it became canon that this entire area was the former base of the Subterraneans. Water's leaking in? Is that okay? Oh yeah, it was cracked. So, okay. All right, big explosion. It's the explosion of Phoenix Man reviving and transforming yet again. I mean, it could be Flashy Flash, like, jumping out and slashing, but I doubt that. I highly doubt it. So, that is... Oh, boy. I don't know how this is going to go down. Like, I genuinely think Child Emperor just has to lose here then, especially if his mech's about to explode. Like, what else is there? Literally, what else is there? I guess we could do, like, a thing of, finding out how to revert someone who's been monsterized. But I don't think that's the case. I think it just has to be a different hero comes in and fights him. Well, that's One Punch Man. Good chapter. Definitely better than average. Like, I liked the mix of action and other stuff. Like, I recently caught up with Boruto, and I like the plot of Boruto, but the fighting is a bit much. It made me really appreciate how good One Punch Man's fights are. Like, even when I can't get into just, the back and forth that much, at the very least, it's always interesting. It's always flashy. It's always, like, a feast for the eyes. So I really do appreciate this. Gosh, overall, so I didn't show my rankings yet. These are my current rankings. I've got The Last Saiyuki up at the top, Actage, Tokyo Shinobi Squad, We Never Learn, and Samurai 8. So I feel like One Punch Man is very easily on top. The Last Saiyuki was a good chapter, but like not that standout. Whereas I feel like this was a standout One Punch Man chapter. It wasn't my favorite One Punch Man chapter, but it was standout. I liked all the themes going into it. All right, so that was One Punch Man. I said I was going to do Chainsaw Man last, but I did that because I assumed like Donut might jump in. If that's not the case, let's quickly move it up then. Let's slip in a little bit of Chainsaw Man, Chapter 27. I do apologize to anyone following the order down below. That's an executive order. We're doing Chainsaw Man, just because it's usually pretty fast. From Kyoto. Okay. The enemy's target is probably Denji. We'll deal with it right here. So, what's the plan? Like, is the plan that like there's a boss here that they're going to fight? Like, are we going to do 2 parallel fights then? Or is it something else? Okay, Kurose. Gobor about 30 convicts serving life sentences or worse. I assume for like sacrifices. Like, this is going to be a thing where even if she sacrificed her entire body, it wouldn't be enough. They got to get a bunch of people. Then Tendo rent out a nearby shrine, one at the highest altitude possible. Also, someone get me a change of clothes. What is this plan? Hey, homie, you just missed One Punch Man. Sorry about that. Oh, I forgot to actually say Chainsaw Man. Whoops. Chainsaw Man, Chapter 27, from Kyoto. Oopsie daisy. Sorry about that. I'll make a concerted effort to actually say the titles this time around. I guess we can't really speculate on this. Like, this is intentionally vague, so I'll wait a bit until we get a little more evidence for what might happen. Meanwhile, Denji being kidnapped, as is usual, as is his lot in life. Where am I supposed to hold? I mean, he's got the handle, but I guess you don't want to drag him around by the head. Something feels wrong. What could it be? Okay. So, immediately crushed, but not with a crush sound effect, with a, like, spash. But it doesn't, like, it does seem to be like a kinetic flattening. Like, if it were just an explosion of blood, I would expect this entire side of the vehicle to be covered in blood, right? So it's definitely a smush. Have Team C reconfirms Makima's death. So it's 100% Makima doing this. So, okay, I think I can puzzle that out, actually, because what she said specifically was, go borrow about 30 convicts serving life sentences or worse from the Ministry of Justice. Tendo rent out a nearby shrine, one at the highest altitude possible. That's what was, like, really sticking in my head. Because, like, the convicts, that's just sacrifices, sure. That's just, giving something to her devil. But the highest altitude, so it's a falling effect. She's, if we do go with Damage's theory, I believe, of the no you demon, like, the devil power of taking something that someone does to you and just saying, like, no you, and, like, transferring it to someone else. Is that it? Is it, like, she's tossing these convicts off the cliff, and then, like, no youing them, and then transferring the no you energy to like the people currently trying to. But how would that work though? Because she can't see them. Like she has no frame of reference for who is here. And okay, let's go a bit further. Like maybe we'll see her devil like doing a thing, and that'll clear it up. We've been able to make contact with Team C4 as his head is being smushed. Oof. And they're not even like leaving a body. Like they're just turning into like blood everywhere, just like sploosh. Also, why do they have to rent out a shrine then? Like I guess that's also for her devil then. Okay. So the convicts are blindfolded. Her allies are also blindfolded. So I assume this is like a super duper high level devil. Like she cannot let anyone see them. Or maybe it's just a part of their contract. Like, you know, don't let anyone see me. Otherwise I won't use my powers. Like that would also explain why it was that like she was shot first as opposed to like immediately counterattacking or like being able to react instantly. I might be stretching a bit with that one. Makima reports directly to the Chief Cabinet Secretary. Ordinary devil hunters aren't authorized to know which devils she has contract with. Okay. She knows their names. I mean, I guess this could be a combo, actually. Like, we're not seeing it. But maybe she sent out a devil and, like, sacrificed something in order to just get the names of everyone working for the Gun Devil. Or everyone currently trying to steal Denji. And then from there, she's, like... I'm not sure what she's doing here, though. It looks like she's almost, like... She's not breaking her wrist or anything, but she's, like, squishing it like this. Oh, wait a minute. So they're not falling. It's more just, like, she's crushing them. Yeah. So she is crushing them. So then why are they at a high altitude? Like, oh man, I thought I really had something there, but I guess not. This is an extremely powerful ability. Also, it's not what she did to the others. Like, we saw them with giant holes in them. So was that a different devil altogether? Or is it something else? Like, is it an application of this ability? It's also interesting that, like, they knew that it was her. Like, they immediately said, oh, are we sure that Makima's dead? Implying that it's not just someone else with this ability, it's specifically Makima. Like, that brings up the question of, like, how do you contract a devil? Like, how do you find one? How do you, like, meet up with them? How is that possible? Like, why wouldn't everyone just contract with a super broken devil? Like, I'm not saying that as a weakness. I'm just saying, like, that's definitely a part of the story we need to flesh out in the future. Say Takashi Inoue. Wait a minute. Oh, Toshiki. That was it. Toshiki. Yeah, this is a hyper broken ability. It seems like... It seems like, you know, whoever says it is the one who, you know, takes the punishment. So she's just acting as a vessel. But also, like, it's so ritualized. Like, it's not like the other devil things we've seen before, where the devil, like, shows up and then, like, you know, actually, like, eats part of your body or part of your body disappears, but, like, you're talking to it directly. Fujimoto is still killing Inoue. God. It's such a brutal way of killing, too. Like, it's brutal, but it's also very safe. Like, it doesn't seem like there's any way for her to hurt a bystander. Like, especially in this shot. So, man, oh man. She didn't kill them, though. Does she not know about them? You can remove those now. I've finished what I can do from here. I'm returning to Tokyo. That was the entire chapter. We had a full chapter. Like, after the longest time wanting to know, like, what exactly can she do? What's going on with her? We had a full chapter of her just massacring enemies. Nobody expected her to have the Death Note devil. If she has a name and a face. But I mean, does she? I mean, she has the names at the very least. But first of all, how does she have the names? Is that a devil thing, or does she work for them? Does she have prior knowledge of them? Why specifically didn't she know these two then? Did she say specifically how many prisoners it was that she needed? About 30. So maybe she ran out. Like, maybe they were just, 31 and 32. And she was like, well, that's all I got. Or, to be fair, did we see all 30? Not really. So it could be a situation of just, like, she wanted 30, but they didn't give her 30. Like, they didn't have enough on short notice. Also, homie, oof. First of all, too soon. Second of all, we don't know that for sure. As far as I know, like, it's looking scary, but I'm hoping Etika's okay. Also, by the way, just following Etika news, I realized that, man, a lot of people die in New York City, and I feel bad for all of them. It was confirmed? Oh, jeez. Oof. I mean, I heard the thing about, like, the boats and the body with the white shirt, but I didn't know it was, like, legit confirmed to be him. Oh, God. Whoa. Well, in terms of just Chainsaw Man, like, moving on from that, because I don't really have much to say apart from really rough. I really liked Etika, but in terms of Chainsaw Man, what a chapter. Like, I feel like that immediately goes to #1 this week. Which is crazy, because, like, I do legitimately think I enjoyed it more than One Punch Man. One Punch Man was okay, but it also wasn't, it didn't have that explosive feeling to it. And also, like, it was revealing, like, hey, this is a thing that these two fighters can do. But it wasn't like this. It wasn't something that we'd built up for a long time. It was just, well, this character exists. I'm sure they can do something cool, but we don't have any big hints towards it. Whereas like this, like, it also came out of left field because it just adds more mystery to the series. Like, we still don't know what Makima did with everyone's guts. We don't know how they donutted them. Like, how? And do these relate? Is this all just one devil's ability? Like, so far, the devils have been used in, like, very, like, generic superpower ways. Like, just, hey, I can do a thing. But it's very possible that you could have, like, a super multifaceted devil. That's about it, though. Like, I'm also not sure how this is going to play out. Like, she's going to go there herself. But, like, is the Ministry going to send in reinforcements? Like, there's still some time there, and these two are also still there. Like, they can still grab they can grab Chainsaw Man and just put him in the back and drive off. Yeah. Well, that was Chainsaw Man. I don't want to drag it out anymore. I don't have anything else to say. Good chapter, though. I believe we're doing Chainsaw Man on the weekly manga discussion podcast. Is it this week or is it next week? But we're doing it pretty soon, so I'm gonna have some big thoughts there, which is insane because it doesn't feel like a whole lot's happened. Like, we're still in the same arc, kind of, that we were talking about last time, but so much has happened. It's such a talkable series. Anyways, that was Chainsaw Man. Next is One Piece, chapter 946, Queen vs. Olin. So, the request is Kinemon and Otsuru on a nighttime date by Fox Firelights. That's cute. There's not a lot of, like, actual couples in One Piece, and then on top of that, there aren't a lot of requests for, cute things with those couples. So, last time, I mean, first of all, this is called Queen vs. Olin. That's not really what I want to see, though. Like, I thought we already got Queen vs. Olin. I thought Queen was done. I do think the fight could be cool. Like, we could see, like, what Queen's special ability is, why they call him Queen the Plague. But at the same time, I don't want him to be, like, an equal to Big Mom. Even, a Big Mom with her memories removed. Got that? You're not you and you're hungry. This fight is the definition of you're not you and you're hungry. Give me your Hoshiruko, you big dumb lizard. Why would you say, do you have any idea who I am? Don't you know who she is? Jeez. Just absolutely manhandling him. Also, that's a cool transition. It looks like she flung him as he was transforming back. Like, he starts off here in, like, full, like, beast mode, and then goes back to half and half here. Cheesy Wheezy. Yeah, boy, oh boy. That said, I mean, once Queen is down, how are they gonna sate her? The Oshiruko is gone. This is not a good time. She knocked out a guy worth 1.3 billion berries in just 2 hits. Yep, that's what I expected. That's about what I expected. Ooh, the never-opening cell got busted open. So, alright, he's absolutely free to jump out. Hope we get to see him, not this chapter, maybe next chapter. Because, like, we've been building him up so much. I feel like his reveal has got to be, like, something big and bold. Should we shoot that thing? I mean, she was going berserk, but I guess it wasn't like, like Caramel's picture being destroyed berserk. Like, it wasn't that level. They couldn't have, hurt her like that. Oh, our snails aren't getting any signal. Nobody's able to eat. What? How do you stop a transistor snail from, like, sending out messages? I believe it's come up before that, like, you can jam them, but I don't know if we got, like, an actual thing for it. Oh, that caribou is a useful fellow. Okay. Right. The smart snails used in Wano have one weakness: weak mental signals. Oh, really? Okay, so, like, so far, I kind of just assumed that they were the same. Like, it's the same technology, it's just called something different. But I guess they are, like, not fundamentally different. Like, they're still the same snails, but they're, like, a different regional variant. These are the Alola versions. So, they've got weak minds, as is expected for Wano. So they have to send messages to a boss, as is the Wano way. So okay, I guess he just like knocked it out then, or gobbles up. So did he eat it? Did he really eat it? Can you eat transponder snails? I don't think that's something that's ever come up in the series thus far. But okay, then you do your thing and steal all the keys. Yeah, they are just snails, but I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe they're full of, like, transponder juice. Maybe it hurts. Maybe they're electric. I don't know why I thought there'd be something weird with them, but whatever. Is there a transponder snail devil fruits? Wait, is the transponder just something attached to them? I could have sworn it was something inherently part of the snail. They have the ability to communicate with each other telepathically through radio waves. The people of the One Piece world take advantage of this ability by attaching buttons and receivers to them. Yeah, I was pretty sure that it was like a part of the snail. Because, like, why would they have the snail otherwise? If the transponder was just something attached to them, why wouldn't they just use transponders? Why would they have a snail attached in the first place? I mean, she found... Is this a solution? Can they just, like, have her hold the pot? Can they make her eat the pot whole? Because she doesn't know what Oshiruko tastes like. Well, yeah. Like, I get that the phone usage is all man-made, but, like, that doesn't mean that they're just snails. Like, they are telepathic snails. There's inherently something different to them, which is why I brought up, like, can you eat them? Like, it's the same thing as if you had a series where psychics existed, and you could also, like, plug a phone jack into a psychic in order to call another psychic. Like, it is, like, you're using something man-made, but it's still, like, the person is inherently weird. They're not, like, just a person. Okay, well... It's empty. This is such a great disappointed face. All right. I totally get why she's sad. I wish I could eat that stuff again too. That Oshiruko sure was tasty. Oh no. Me, Luffy. I ate the Oshiruko. It was me. Oh jeez. Some things never change. Oh dear. That said, I remember during Whole Cake Island, there was that theory that Big Mom would try to eat Luffy, but she would just chew him up like gum and wouldn't actually be able to properly, like, consume him. So that's a possibility. I don't want to see Luffy being chewed up, swallowed, and pooped out, but maybe. Wait, Big Mom, if we fall off of the spot, we're both gonna die. I get what he's saying now. It took me a moment, but even then, the idea I just had was, like, Luffy... I thought Luffy was saying that because his samurai disguise is so good, Big Mom didn't know that he was Luffy, and also Big Mom didn't know who Big Mom was. Which, that is, like, a top-tier disguise. That might be that is real world's level 99 disguisery. But I do get what he's saying. Like, oh, she doesn't recognize me because I'm wearing the samurai outfits. Mine just beeped. It's bad news. I mean, I guess this is a sumo match, in a way. Can you sumo Big Mom out of the ring before you die? Oh, okay. So this isn't a hunger pang. Or if it is, like, she wanted to bring back Doshiruko. Like, it's fundamentally different from, like, her other hunger pangs, where it's been super, like, it's been all her. Like, she's been mindlessly, like, fixated on just eating that thing. I wonder then, like, did her amnesia also, like, erase that trauma from her mind, or, like, from her psyche? Like, is it possible that, like, it's still her? Like, she's still a person who likes food. That's just how she is. But now she no longer will go on those crazy sprees. Because that's something that like it was implied at the very least that was a thing that went on like before she ended up at the orphanage. Like that's why her parents had to get rid of her. That said, I mean, we've gone from, it's a scary situation to it's a scary situation, but also I agree with Big Mom. Luffy, why did you eat all the Oshiruko? What is wrong with you? Why are you like this, Luffy? Oh, he's doing the Rayleigh thing. He's doing the Rayleigh thing. Which, like, the Rayleigh thing, which I guess is just yanking off the collar real fast, but it's exciting because Rayleigh did it. Like, he's finally doing it with someone else. Oh, and he did it with himself too, I guess, obviously. I got the collars off. Yeah. So I guess he just, like, I guess he just used it purely by instinct. Like, taking his hockey and pushing it out just a little bit, and then using it to, like, tear off the collars and throw it off immediately. Right? Like, when I was first looking at it, I thought it was just, like, raw strength, but it seems like he was using that, like, hockey projection. Like, that's what they're implying at the very least. Before you forget that feeling, protect me. Okay, this is a wild bit of training. I mean, I guess part of it is because, he's not scared of Big Mom. He doesn't even know who that is. But it's partially also just like, geez. Like, he saw how easily she took down Queen. So regardless, like, he knows that she's extremely scary. To take this moment and to have it be a teachable moment. All right, let's not run away. Just for now, let's make this a moment where you save my life. I'm gonna stay right here. You gotta take down Big Mom. Like, Jesus. All right, then come, Emperor of the Sea. I mean, again, I don't think he's gonna take down Big Mom. She's way too powerful. Even mindlessly. I 100% believe, like, if you, like, put them in a blank room together and it was just a hand-to-hand fight, I think Big Mom would kill Luffy. Like, I completely believe that. But at the very least, I do think that he could stop some blows. Or maybe if he learns how to really project his hockey, maybe he could knock her out? Like, I mean, it's One Piece. Luffy isn't going to kill her anyways. So I don't know why I even jumped to that. Like, that's not what I meant when I said kill. I meant mostly just, take her out. Like, I genuinely don't think he could knock her out. Like, apart, unless it was just, like, deep, deep hunger pangs making her go loopy. Criminal Luffy versus Hero of Justice Big Mom. As I said before, Big Mom has done nothing wrong. She has been right all along. Or, not all along. In this specific instance, she's the one trying to help people, whereas Luffy, the first thing Luffy did in Wano was go to a young girl on her birthday, eat the one bowl of rice she's allowed to have all year, and then ask for seconds. Luffy's a garbage person. He's truly a villain. So overall, fantastic chapter of One Piece. Like, it was mostly one thing. Almost entirely one thing. Actually, it was, like, apart from this was the one breakaway we had, and it was completely fine. Like, it also included, like, getting the keys, which is fine. Like, it's a part of this overall mini area. Like, we didn't jump to another part of Wano. And it was also, like, just 2 pages, basically. So, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Plus, it was like a deep focus on characters I cared about. It was something we've built up, like, all arc finally being paid off. It's everything I could have wanted. Absolutely best chapter thus far. Step back, Chainsaw Man. We've got a new sheriff in town, and that sheriff is One Piece. The new sheriff, is the thing that is the longest running thing in Jump as of right now. Anyways, that's One Piece. That's One Piece, man. Next is The Promised Neverland, Chapter 139. I keep on forgetting to do this. The Promised Neverland, Chapter 139. By the way, if you're in chats, do tell me, like, the difference between when I said that and when it showed up in chat. Like, is it, like, a couple seconds? Is it just 1 second? I want to know what my latency is like right now. Itchy. So, I'm split on this. I don't know, like, I think Aishi's gotta be, like, on their side, because if she's not, she's gonna cap them both in the head. Like, that's just it. If she's loyal to Norman, if she's the kind of person who would kill humans in order to, to carry out the plan, they're both dead. That's it. That's just Dawn and Gilda dead. Dawn and Norman dead. That would be a twist. I'll let it go for a little bit. Let's not like go super duper deep on something without actually getting the entire story. So Demon Search Part 2. Aishi trained with the dogs. She was basically a dog with this demon. Aw, they're so sad looking too. We see so very few animals in the Promised Neverland that aren't like, kind of demon-y. The demon was a worker at the farm. A dull, quiet demon who was always looking down. Ever since he was a child. It's like I thought we were gonna get, some Aishi backstory. I wasn't sure if we were gonna get like demon backstory. Because then, like, we could split this two different ways. Like, is this the story of why she hates the demons as much as as much as Norman's camp? Or is this, like, a twist? Is it something like, this was just a good boy, just, working on a conveyor belt, doing a blue-collar job? Ever since he was a kid, he hated his face. The right side of his face lost its shape one day and never returned no matter what he ate. Oh, that's wild. Like, being bullied, like, on the playground. What did you eat? I was eating normally. Mommy, please, no. I didn't eat weird bugs or anything. Man, that's actually extremely, like... Oh, man. Also, it just occurred to me, by the way, that that's why they wear masks. I mean, part of it is to, to just show, to hide their real, like, danger eyes. The eyes that'll actually kill them. I mean, a playground is just an area where you play, right? Like, that is kind of cool that we both said the same thing, but I get why you would say it. Like, when I think of a playground, I don't think of, like, a swing set or, like, a thing that, like monkey bars or whatnot. Like, those are there, sure. But when I think of kids playing, I usually do think of just, like, a flat area where they're running around. And maybe there's, like, a proper play structure in the area, but that's not what I always think of. But anyways, it just occurred to me that, yeah, the reason why they wear the masks is partially to hide, the secret, dangerous eye, but it's also just so that they look more civilized. Like, the more eyes you have, the more you look like a wildling. The fewer you have, the more civilized you look, the more normal you look. Like, even the normal demons that don't have this going on, like, I assume that just having a normal shaped face is a sign of looking good, sure, but that's looking average. Whereas the mask is more like using cosmetics. Or like, being photoshopped, I guess. Like, it makes you look even better. It's like the ideal. Like, you should only have two eyes and they should be symmetrical. Or, maybe not just two, but, they should be symmetrical. They should look good, and the rest of your skin should look smooth and perfect. It sucks to know that this is not just a human thing. Like, sometimes something bad can happen to you and you can't fight it. It just is the way it is. Sometimes your life goes wrong and you can't do anything about it. It's just your genetics. For a species that also just, gets genetics by eating other things, to know that even they have this kind of problem, that sucks. Perhaps that's why, when a human baby came through the disposal line that day, he saw himself in her. Wait. Defects like these are nothing. They're still, does she have that on her face? I guess her face has always been covered by her hair. Huh. Like, that's not something... I wouldn't say that I never noticed it, but I just assumed, I guess, that, she has a normal face, but that's how she wears her hair. Huh. But yeah, like, they've got the same problem. Is she going to be thrown away just like him? This also sucks, by the way. Like, I was just rereading Shin Kurosawa, which is... I don't want to get into that, but there's a thing there where they mention the amount of food waste in Japan. And it sucks to think that even in the demon world, there's food waste. Like, they have farms that are cranking out mass production humans, and those farms are being destroyed. And yet, even then, in that I mean, I guess not in that climate, because this is a long time before then. This is Aishi's childhood, never mind. But even then, like, for, like, high-class farms, I guess, like, they'll just have a defected human and go like, oh, well, we're just gonna get rid of her. Like, we're not even going to bother to raise her for her arms and limbs or anything. Like, just, whatever. Her face doesn't look good, we're getting rid of it. That is the worst. Man, if there's one thing I hate about the demon world now, it's the food waste problem. They think they're better than us, and yet they still haven't figured out that you can just, like, cover up the head. Like, the brain tastes the same regardless of how it looks. Oh my god. But okay, so he gave in to temptation. He snuck it off. And he's struggling over it. Even though it's going to be disposed of, I stole something that belongs to the farm. I screwed up, yo! I can't eat this. I guess that's also, like, I mean, part of it's that, he's connected to her. Like, they share the same defects. But part of it, I imagine, is also like literally, if he ate her, it wouldn't fix that side of her head of his head because she has the same problem. It would just make it worse. I'm trying to make light of it, but this is honestly like I feel way more attached to him than I expected to get attached to basically any demon. I thought like if we were going to get attached to any of them, it would be like a Luva situation of, or like like a Sanju and Mujika situation of they're good people, or they're relatable people to some extent, but at the same time they are fundamentally different. Whereas this, like, you could do this with a normal human being if you wanted to. Maybe not with human children being processed, but still, like, it's so extremely human. I think a lot of I think it's just human nature to look at monsters and stuff, or just a like rudimentary civilization, and to then go like, oh, but what if it was more like ours? Like, there's a lot of isekai and a lot of just generally comedic fantasy or like sci-fi series that hinge on that idea of what if this species was more normal. And it's really interesting that the Promised Neverland really like delves deep into that. And it does feel like that was set up from the very beginning. Like, this is definitely making them way more relatable than just, like, the brief glimpses Emma and Co. had of, the villages. With just, oh, look, they're just children like us, eating body parts like us. Oh, he quit the farm. Like, huh. Oh, no. Yoshi. What do humans eat? What do humans wear? What am I doing? What is life? Is that why she wears what she wears? Did he just buy a single piece of cloth and figure out, like, I'll make it work. This is human clothing. Aww. This is so legitimately cute, though. Let's look at this montage. It's like her first steps, him carrying her, him climbing a tree, or her climbing a tree, and him like making sure she doesn't fall down. The birth of the puppies. Oh, wait a minute. I was just kind of assuming that these were the same dogs that her caretaker, I guess. It feels weird to say dad, but that's kind of what he is at this point. But no, I guess they are different. Like, this one's darker, this one's lighter. What do the normal dogs look like? They basically just look lights. Like, they don't really have any of their father's traits. They look normal. But, like, oh man. They were happy. Aww. What was she doing here? Like, I guess he was like, he had to have tutored her because she can speak like the human language. So I guess he must have like grabbed books and stuff in order to like give her an education. But oh my god. I was saying it almost as a joke before of, he's basically your father, but no, never mind. That's the point. The point is, he took in someone like himself, someone he saw himself in, and he raised her and like made her want for nothing. And then, but that day, they came in and they just straight up murdered him. Dad. Yeah, she's even calling him dad. Oh my god. I don't want to die yet. Aishi. Oh. God, fuck off, Sislo. But now I like, oh boy. Yeah, so now we get this scene once again, and it's not invalidated by this new backstory. Like, she looked so abused the first time around, but now I get it. I'll never forgive you. How dare you? I'll kill you. I'm going to kill all of you. Also, small thing. Because she said this in the demon language, it means that, boy, what was his name? Zazie. Like, Zazie is definitely not a demon then. Or, like, yeah. Because my theory thus far has been, Zazie is secretly a demon, but, Norman and Zazie have come to an accord. They wear the mask thing in order to protect their heads so no one sees the truth. But if Zazie were a demon, they would have recognized this speech, and then they would have said, like, hey, Norman, Aishi wants to kill you. Heads up. Whereas it doesn't seem like they know that at all. I mean, I guess the other way around could be the case. Like, what? Maybe Zazie is actually like a demon raised by humans who only speaks the human language. I think I'm getting a bit out there now. Let's not do that. But yeah, how come? How come I know your language, or how come I've kept that secret? Because I hate them. It's really hate humans, but to me, he was my father. He taught me words in the world. He didn't see me as food. He raised me as family. My one and only dad. And I imagine, like, if you were growing up in her shoes, if you were someone who, like, I assume he didn't make her eat human as well. So it would have just been a thing of, hey, like, I have to eat human in order to survive, but you are also human, and I'm not going to ever eat you. Like, it's different. She might have even like come to the understanding that, you know, mass production humans aren't even people. Like, they're just meat, basically. Which, like, I could. It's such an alien perspective, but I get it. I can relate to that in a weird, like, sci-fi way. That's why I hate them. I don't even want to talk to them. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. The reason I pretend to be ignorant and obey them is to survive the situation. Like, she's basically just a hostage at this point. Like, from her perspective, they murdered her family and then, like, took her in, and if she reveals the truth, they might attack her as well. We rarely get, like, chapters like this in the Promised Neverland. Like, specifically chapters that are about characters we don't know much about, that then, like, massively fleshes them out. Like, the entire thing is focused on them. Usually it's something closer to, like, Yugo, for instance, or, I guess, like, you know, Isabella to an extent, not really. But, you know, like, we get flashbacks for characters that we've already seen a lot of. Whereas Aishi was introduced very recently, and now we got this massive backstory, not just on her, but on her dad. Like, now we have a demon that we don't have to do any, like, but ifs in there. Like, it's not a Sanju situation of, yeah, he's an okay guy, he helped us, but he wants to still eat humans. It's not a Mujika situation of we don't know what's going on with her. It's not a Luvis situation of, you know, he had a life that was important that I feel bad for, but at the same time, he was an awful person who murdered humans for no real reason. Or, you know, just for his own desires. This was a fundamentally good person who had nothing bad, who did nothing wrong, who just lived his life in his own society, who was an outcast, and who risked his life to save a small child that he cared about. And he did nothing wrong. Like, we've needed this for a long time, and I get why we haven't gotten it for this long, because, like, part of the Norman arc, I think, was supposed to be, like, it was supposed to divide the audience into sides. It was supposed to make us go, like, all right, so are we on Emma's side? Do we want to, like, preserve the demons or, you know, find a way out without killing them? Or are we on the more generic human side of kill all the demons? They're awful. And I think, like, this is the perfect placement for that. Like, to finally have a purely good demon. Now that the series has drawn up those lines and said, all right, now that we've segmented it, you know what side you're on. Now here's a pure good bone for the people who want to be on Emma's side. Yeah, what about you two? Dish, yo. We're not that different from the others. We also hate the demons and are scared of them, but Sanju Mujika saved us, right? One of the girls in our group said that not all demons are bad, and that she didn't want to fight them. It's not like we're going along with that idea, but we don't want to eradicate the demons if possible. Fair enough. I mean, that's really it. Like, I don't know if this is the best option, but there is the option of get Mujika's blood, figure out what's going on with it. Like, is there a downside? And if there isn't, if it's just you get her blood and then you'd never have to eat humans again, just pass that out, make it a vaccine. Like, there should be no reason, apart from just, you know, the hierarchy right now, the fact that the nobles want to maintain power. If they destroy that and cause, you know, create, like, you know, a demon, you know, like, government that is not a monarchy, it should be okay, right? But, like, I really am rooting for that ending. The ending of, if any demons decide to jump the wall and attack the humans, they're the bad guys. Like, it's not the humans forcing them to do that. It's just, well, like, good demons get to just live peacefully forever. Good humans also get to live peacefully forever. Anyone in between can risk their lives, but it's, you know, it's not a situation where innocent people are being sent to die. And at the same time, innocent people aren't being risked, you know, they don't have the risk of death. Okay, so she didn't receive any orders like that. So either, one of two things. Either this is in fact the case, Norman is just, you know, she just wants to bring in Sanju and Mujika, and then maybe they'll do something there. Or Zaku was right, which is a terrifying term. I'm glad he's not here, because I think his ego would just explode if he heard that. But that's the other possibility. Like, they do have a second sniper. Norman was really thinking of protecting her. He reconsidered, and for the first time maybe ever, she's looking at human beings that are crying. Like, crying over the idea of, like, saving a demon, of not having, you know, to risk a demon's life. But yeah, maybe Norman just wants to bring them back only to kill them. So, fair enough. I mean, they could still say, like, hey, Norman, we don't trust you, so we're going to put Sanju and Mujika, like, in this area where we've, like, sectioned it off. if you want to talk to them, you come alone. Or, like, come with some guards, but don't bring them in with them. Or something. Oh, boy. Okay. So, no clues today either. So I guess Jin and Hayato are working with all these mass production atoms. She was a red herring all along, yeah. Also, I guess the series never said this, but I was definitely I believed that if there was a second assassin, it was going to be like an assassin. Like, it was going to be someone else with a sniper rifle, and then Aishi would, like, lure Sanju Muchika outside, or just, like, say, hey, it's me, I'm friendly. She'd talk to them in demon speech and say, like, I'm a friend. They'd come out, and then, like, a sniper would shoot them. Whereas this, I mean, are those swords? Wait a minute, what? This is definitely a sword. This is also a sword. You can see the handle there. I think these are all supposed to be swords. Like, this looks more like a like an eyeglass, and this looks like it could be a gun. No, it can't. Like, it doesn't have the right curve to be like a gun. Did Norman really send Samurai Adams to do the assassination? What the hell, Norman? Like, actually, what? I mean, I keep on saying assassination. I guess it might not be. It might be as simple as they find Sonju Muchika, and then he sends in, like, more than 4. Like, there's 2 in the back. Like, just a horde of mass production atoms with samurai swords to kill him. But I don't understand. It's the fact that they have samurai swords that is really messing me up. Because, like, even if it was guns, or even if they were unarmed, I could just buy it as, yeah, they're going to run in and just beat him up. But they have, like, a ton of supplies, which I guess that might just all be food for them. But then they have the swords. I can't imagine Adam, or, like, Adam-type, people using swords, especially, like, the katana. I mean, I guess none of these are necessarily katana, but I'm just thinking of Adam holding up a katana and saying, while you were going to parties, I studied the way of the blade. Or I studied the blade. As soon as we find the evil blade, we kill her, just like the boss ordered, so... But what in the world? What in the world? Overall, though, like, I'm not going to say even, despite this ending, this was a good ending. It was enjoyable. I'm making fun of it, but it was actually really good. And the rest of this chapter was amazing. I talked about it enough already. I'm not going to recap it. You got my feelings. It was something I desperately wanted in The Promised Neverland, and it was done so well and so genuinely. Like, this was legitimately a better relationship than Mom and, the members of Gracefield House. Which, I mean, that's obvious because she was grooming them to die. But at the same time, like, she did genuinely love them to some extent. But, like, this was a pure love of, like, it's not even like he treated her like a dog. Like, she played with the dogs. She hung out with, the puppies when they grew up. But, like, it wasn't, he didn't have a use for her even. He wasn't, like, sending her out to do missions, or, like, she didn't have a job or anything. He was just raising her. And he quit his job to do it too, which I don't know how he afforded these books or anything. Maybe he did get another job somewhere, just, something where he didn't have to deal with humans. But, like, my God. What a good man. I wish we had a name for him. I mean, I assume it would have just been, like, demon speak. But, like, Aishi's father is amazing. God, this entire chapter. It's definitely number 1 already. Let's smack that right where it belongs, above One Piece. Because, like, the One Piece chapter was good, but again, it's something I kind of knew was going to happen. It was a good execution. It was, like, really good for what I like from One Piece. But this was above and beyond what I enjoyed from The Promised Neverland. Wow. So, yeah, that's The Promised Neverland. Next is Dr. Stone, Z equals 110, Beauty Science. Alright, so we have what I assume is the pretty version of Kohaku. As we all know, Kohaku is butt ugly, just the worst. She has the... I've been talking a lot recently about a term that I know is inherently wrong, which is technical prowess in arts. Like, by which I mean, like, the fact that, sketchy styles like Chainsaw Man tend to be inherently looked down upon as opposed to more, like, solid, more, like, accurate styles, like, you know, the like Oyasumi Punpun, for instance. Like, a lot of the praise it gets comes not just from the backgrounds and stuff, like that's, you know, a step beyond, but just like the character designs, the fact that they're very realistic, quote unquote. It's that realism that I think a lot of people like more than sketchy styles, even when the sketchy style is actually very difficult to do, where like the consistency is what makes it really interesting or like really difficult to do. Basically, I feel like this Kohaku looks more detailed. She looks more like Boichi's usual art style, but I don't think she looks better. She just looks more on model. And also, because I'm so used to Kohaku in the normal Dr. Stone art style, she looks weird to me because she looks off model. Like, she looks off model because she's too on model. She's too realistic. So, cosmetics, CBD for skin. CBD for skin? The stuff from marijuana? Limity, Ariel skin, skill gradients, broad spectrum SPF 50. That I understand. Hair loss. This looks like just some general information. Like, I don't know if we're getting much out of this, especially hair loss. Like, what would that have to do with Kohaku? Skinning? Okay. Well, let's see how they make Kohaku less ugly. The Great Escape was a total success, and now we can finally execute our plan to cutify Kohaku. Okay. It was too dark to be sure, but we think it was a giant beast. Ooh, and just like with the barrel, this is big, like, super close-up shots. It seems like that's going to be his, like, trademark thing. And that looks really good, too. Like, I really like the perspective of this. The fact that it's not just, like just the dirt, because it also makes his head look enormous. But okay, let's create some false tracks. Be smart about this. I'm fairly sure that only the people in the village know about the Sapphire Cave. Okay, so they have a new base, too. Nice. This place has been carved out by the waves over time. Also, my chat here just changed over to top chat from live chats. Did the chat on screen do the same thing? No, it's still in live chats. Weird. Okay. I mean, yeah, fair. He's been very competent thus far. Like, I'm sure he has a big weakness that we've seen at this point, or that's been implied. It might just be, you know, the fact that he looks down on people. But in terms of just being a commander, of being, you know, not the headest honcho, but, you know, being like, you know, the guy that the head honcho delegates to. Like, he's been pretty good. The entire forest, every village, every dwelling, leave no stone unturned. Does that involve them going out, like, you know, around the perimeter of the islands? But alright, and they left Amaryllis there, so she's able to act as if nothing's wrong. Classic Kohaku pose. She most likely does not wear panties, but you can't tell. You just barely cannot tell. Mozu is almost too strong. He's not cautious about anything other. Mozu was the I forgot the name of the girl, but he was the boy, right? Like, just the guy that was there. But we saw Mozu and we saw Mr. Ibarra. It's weird that we have the sketchy area here. I mean, I guess it might just be the silhouette to show that maybe she hasn't seen him. Or, no, she did, though. Like, I guess not, actually. She wasn't on the cliff with them, right? Was she? Anyways, sorry, I'm just getting hung up on that. That's pointless. So they got all the stuff. Gathering even this much was stuff, so it's mostly just coconuts, but coconuts are pretty amazing. Like, most of the stuff in my bathroom is made at least partially of coconuts, and this is the modern age. These simple fruits, when combined with the stuff in the mobile lab and a bit of science, will yield every last thing we need. All right, it's the roadmap. So, okay. So coconuts plus sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide with oil and salt makes shampoo. Fair. Tiny little adorable Sulfurina. Also, Sulfurina with beautiful flowing locks. Over here, coconut plus flagspite and cerulic mica. Oh, just mica, I guess. Is glittery foundation? Sure. Coconut plus scale insects and vanillin creates lipstick. Oh, and honey. But the honey is also used for the conditioner. So coconut conditioner, lemon. Man, this is actually really cool. Like, they're all so interconnected. I mean, that works so well for, you know, the situation they're in, where they don't have the leisure to grab a bunch of stuff. They just have a couple of things they have to make do. Okay, so they're going to end up having just, you know, shampoo, conditioner, foundation, lipstick, and perfume. I guess that's all they really need. Like, they don't really need... I guess they have another outfit that they're going to make, but, like, that's really... Is that enough? Also, they don't have anyone who really knows about makeup, as far as I can tell. Like, if I had to guess, I'd assume it would be, like, Gen, because Gen is, you know, the trickster, but I don't think he's the kind of person who would know about makeup in the modern world. Which, like, In that case, how would you know how to do foundation? Looking cute takes a lot of work, huh? Okay. God, this is amazing. I really want a clean version of this without the sound effects, because that's adorable. That is so adorable. No wonder it was tied up. So okay, they're gonna have to bring it down. So shampoo, conditioner, fair enough. It's been a little while since they've had a lab. Thank you, Sulfurina. Salt and oil thicken it up, and now it's done. I kind of wish we had more things like Sulfurina. Like, not a ton. I don't want every ingredient to have some, like, an embodiment, but it would be cool to have some more anthropomorphized things. Like, I wouldn't want to see, like, anthropomorphic salt and oil, but maybe some, I don't know what else they could use, actually. Like, tarmac, I guess? I guess oil in general, actually, could have been something. Oh boy. How's it looking? How's it looking? Yeah, that's what I expected. I washed my hair pretty recently, and I wouldn't say mine's quite this bad, but it's very similar without conditioner. You gotta keep it down. Hair is all about science. Each strand of hair is wrapped in a cuticle, kind of like a mushroom silk. You lather with shampoo, it gets stripped, right? Then you gotta add some oil to make it strong again. I do genuinely think, like, I wouldn't be able to take her seriously if she had been, like, if she looked like this all the time, but I do think she looks super adorable here. Like, I would like to get a outfit that looks like this. Also, I just realized, are these supposed to be, the genes from Senku's dad kicking in? I mean, I guess not, because Senku's dad didn't really have, like, cowlicks. Like, Senku does. Senku has the pointy hair without having to put anything into it, which I assume is, that is cowlicks, quote-unquote. His dad didn't, though. And as we know, his dad and Senku's dad are not related. Byakuya is just a different guy. But okay. Yeah, going a bit too far there. It's a simple set of materials: honey, lemon, and coconuts. Let's oil them back up. I've seen a lot of people go like no poo, which, first of all, bad name. Don't call anything you put in your hair no poo. But, like, it's not even a thing you put in your hair. It's rather the movement of not using shampoo anymore. The idea of all you need is conditioner. All you need is to wash your hair. That does enough damage. Then you add a bit of conditioner just to soaking things up, and it's all good. I can't do that. I really can't. Like, my hair is wild if I don't use some shampoo. Your hair is soft and silky and flowy. So, okay, you've got the glitter. Okay. But, like, why do they need the makeup? Because, like, it's just foundation. It's not like it's blush or anything. They're just, I mean, I guess it's just to, to make her face more even looking. Like, that is inherently something that human beings think looks attractive. Like, the more blemishes or, like, little tiny pockmarks or, just tiny imperfections you can remove, the better. It's just difficult to do that, like, to get that across in manga. Because unless you inherently draw in a imperfection, you just assume that imperfection does not exist. Like, I'm sure, Senku is canonically supposed to have kind of, he's got to have wrinkles and stuff and, like, weird stuff on his face, like, nothing too big, but, just tiny little things. But we can't see that, because it's manga. Okay, how does she look? What is this form? Oh boy, that's a jump scare. That's a jump scare. Okay, I mean, first of all, Amaryllis is here, actually. I guess she's going back and forth. I thought they just left her at her village, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't know why I didn't notice that when she continued to be around in the chapter. But okay, you should go for a natural look with a little bit of makeup. Fair enough. Like, even if she's never used makeup before, or if she's only used, like, very primitive makeup, like, she still has a good idea for aesthetics. Whereas I imagine, like, even Senku, even if he tried to make Kawaku look good, he probably wouldn't be able to do a very good job, because he just doesn't get it. She passed the Yowza test. Someone with the tastes of this island likes her, therefore, it's good. I don't like it. I mean, again, as we've established throughout this arc, my opinion should not matter very much, but, like, I just think her hair looks boring. Like, it's down, which is fine, but I think her normal hairstyle looks cool. Like, it's distinctive and it's interesting, and it's still, like, it's clean, it looks fine. Whereas she looks just like, yeah, Kawaku looks like the shamanist now. I was just about to say it. She looks kind of just like Ruri, which is, I don't like Ruri that much either. Like, she's okay as a person, but visually, she's very bland. With this in hand, I wonder, the more candidates, the better. Isn't that what you said? Yeah, so I guess she's going to try it herself. Fair enough. Okay, that's not what I expected. Oh my god. Okay, so we've got Senku. Senku looks amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, this is honestly more of what I wanted from Kohaku. Like, take this, this general look and just tame it down a bit. Maybe give her like, twin tails or something, or like small ponytails. Maybe just a lower ponytail even. Like, I think that looks fine. Like, obviously his face ruins it, but like if he had a cuter looking face, like if he just opened his eyes more, I guess. Like, I think it would look cuter, and he looks fine otherwise. Like, they did pretty well with the design otherwise. And then Gen is a knockout. Like, see, he's doing the thing with his eyes. He looks extremely feminine. Yeah. I was actually talking very recently about how, like, I do think that cross-dressing guys are attractive. And, like, it's not because they look like girls. It's because they look like girls, but they also have that inherent masculinity. Like, in art and stuff, I always look at the shoulders. Like, that's usually a big difference between, like, is this just a girl that it was then, draw a girl, say it's a guy? Or is it supposed to be someone who does look slightly more masculine? And again, like, in manga, in any, like, drawn formats, there's, of course, imperfections that are hidden just due to the nature of the medium. So, like, it's less doable. I do like cross-dressing guys in real life more, but I like the concept more in fiction. It's a whole thing. Anyways, that's all to say that I think Gen looks the best here. Like, of these three. Like, I think Soyuz looks good by himself. I don't really care for bald guys that much, but I mean, sure, he looks fine. Senku looks the worst out of all of them as both a guy and a girl. I think he's a cool dude. I'd hang out with him, but I don't like his look either way very much. And then I think Gen does the best. And I know that also, he would just be good as a date. Like, he knows what guys want. He knows what guys want, even though it's disgusting. Still a little tall for a girl. I mean, really? What is this island? Like, if you sent in Gen, I feel like Gen's the best option, honestly. Because also, like, even if Kohaku looks prettier, like, let's say Kohaku is extremely pretty, looks way better than usual. Even then, she's still Kohaku. Like, her personality is, not very dainty. If we're going for traditionally feminine, I think that she's a bad choice. Whereas Gen knows how to manipulate people. He would go in, he's got the voice, he's got the looks, his shoulders are a bit broad, sure, but, like, he has the moves, he's got the cute little handbag, and I think he would be able to seduce whoever is, selecting the harem. Is that melon? Yeah, it does say melon bread. I get it. Those are his melons. Jeez, though, why did they even try? We need someone petite who has a relative. Oh, Gin. I could see Gin actually working really well. Like, he is small. He's got nice hair. They wouldn't have to do much with him, really. The harem selection. I look forward to it every year. All right. That certainly applies to dear Ginralina. I sure hope they didn't send him in with the name Ginralina. That's an immediate turnoff. I don't know if anyone would date someone named Ginralina. The mission, steal the petrification weapon. Here we go. All right, so they did not, in fact, send in Gen. Dumb move. They sent in Ginro. He looks all right. I mean, he does pass very well. I'll say that. I personally don't like him because he passes too well. Like, even though I know his character, he does feel like one of the Sparkly Sisters. He feels like the Sparkly Sisters' younger sister, really. But that's really it. Like, he looks so, like, it's too different. Like, in the same way, though, I think Kohaku also does not really look like Kohaku there. Like, they look too different. And what I enjoy when we see characters, like, dress up or look different, it is that, it's that little hint of, it's still them. And an art style that can really capture that can make you feel like, yes, this person is a completely different person, but you can still see the traits that make them them. Like, that is 10 out of 10, redesigning. This is like, it's like 5 out of 10 redesigning. I think the designs look good. Like, I think that Ginro looks fine as a girl. It's just, it's not that essence of, being a crossdresser, of being a trap, of being, someone who is a guy, but, looks like a girl in this moment. He doesn't capture that. That said, boy, oh boy, there's gonna be a lot of Ginro fan art. Or at least I would say so, but there's not a lot of Dr. Stone dojins. I could, like, I 100% thought we would have a ton of Dr. Stone dojins, and a lot of them would be not good. But we don't have any at all. I do want to see some great Ginro fan art. Especially, though, like, if we're not going to get it in the series itself, apart from this one panel, I want to see more, like, Gin fan arts. Like, Kohaku's butt ugly, don't you remember? Yeah. But legitimately, I like this design so much, and even his crack looks super cutesy. It looks a lot like the symbol from Osamatsu-san. I don't know what that symbol is supposed to be, but it's like this like stylized flower almost. That's what that looks like to me. But yeah, everyone, if you're an artist, draw some lewd Gen fan arts. Draw it and send it to my P.O. box. I'm not going to say what it is. Anyways, see you, donuts. Have fun. Or not fun. Have a good day. Love you. Alright, donut's gone. Now we can get into the real stuff. And by the real stuff, I mean... actually, I forgot to rank this. I mean, I guess ranking stuff is also the real stuff on this channel. So, not as good as The Promised Neverland. I'd say it's better than One Piece, though. It was fun. Like, it didn't do everything I wanted, but it was, like, legitimately really, really fun. I had a blast with this chapter. But okay, so, real stuff. Next is My Hero Academia, chapter 233. I know you never let me get your measurements before, but just going to bear it this time. Okay, homie, I see it. You don't even need to tell me. It's because, I don't remember the context, but yeah, there was a Toga clone. I don't know if the clone transformed into anyone, but there was definitely a clone back during the Hasakai arc, right? I mean, I guess the wording. He already apologized on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, I was going to try and stretch it, but yeah, if he even apologized, then yeah, it was definitely just a screw up. CC cubed. Whoops, sorry. Let me just grab this out of chats. Okay. Okay, good to know. Whoops. Note to self, I will remove that quick little spoiler before I continue. Okay, good. I mean, I guess it'd be pretty easy to fix. Just say it as, like, you know, I know you wouldn't want me to do it when you're unconscious, or, you know, something like that. Like, I know this feels a little creepy, but I'll do it. So you can't... we brought this up on the Weekly Manga Discussion podcast, actually. The idea of, like, can you do a transfusion with Toga's blood? Or, no, it wasn't a transfusion. It was specifically, can Twice turn into a person, like, you know, a person he's measured, and then, like, make Toga drink the blood, and then could Toga then transform into that person? Like, it really just depends on how much blood can be lost before the clone disappears. Because ideally, I'd assume that the blood would then turn back into the goo, which would probably cause an embolism, like with that much foreign liquid in the bloodstream. But then again, like, if you could keep the clone alive for an extended period of time, that would be fine. Because, like, presumably, like, after a while, blood just dies. Like, blood, like, the cells die, it ends up in your blood, that's why your poop is, or, you know, it ends up in your poop, that's why your poop is brown. Like, that's all dead skins, or dead blood cells for the most parts. So ideally, if they just like kept the Toga clone in a room for a while, or they just hung out together and she stopped herself from, you know, killing herself, like that, no, that should work. Yeah, there's no time for arguing. My friend's about to die. I'll do it together. Okay. So Twice's double quirk reproduces a person's physical body exactly as they are at the moment he takes their measurements. So yeah, every time he makes her, it's going to be her but beaten up. Which I guess that's also a plot hole. Like, if he could do it before, then why wouldn't he just do it again? Like, why wouldn't he use, like, a full healthy Toga as opposed to another dying Toga? Okay. Their personality thoughts and memories are updated only as far as the most recent time Twice saw him. Okay. Ooh, and the copies, like, you know, the copies that, I forgot his name, you know, Feel Good Ink Boy uses. They found him. It's time for a copy versus copy fight. Okay. I mean, yeah, fair. Take out the politician. Like, at this point, it's basically, like, he has to have some sort of boosting quirk. So get rid of him, the citizens are going to be, if not, like, if they aren't being boosted, at the very least, they're going to be less motivated. They're going to freak out. And that also makes sense. Like, I've seen how much these people respect their superiors. Kill the superior, that demotivates them. Okay, I gotta do something to lighten Shigaraki's load. I gotta. Come on, Spinner, pull your weight. I am real excited. If you don't know your role, you'll get an insta-block. You young people with your inscrutable lingo. I mean, I guess he has been the trendy one. He did yell Grand Theft Auto while driving a car. However, such bold thinking hardly befits such a weak meta, Shuichi Iguchi. Okay. MLA codename Trumpet. Meta ability Insight. The special electromagnetic waves in his voice give a boost to his allies, enhancing their bodies and minds. The more his voice causes the air to vibrate, the greater the effect. That's a cool quirk. So, like, it's based entirely around the actual sound of his voice. Ooh. So, first of all, very cool. Second of all, weak meta. This brings up the question, though. Like, we saw before, they didn't know that that Toga could, like, they don't know anything that the League of Villains has been, been whipping out as of late. Like, their new powers. They most likely only know what the authorities know. Therefore, like, even if he says that Spinner's weak, I doubt he's really weak. I assume it's just no one knows what Spinner's quirk is because he never uses it. Your Gecko meta ability allows you to cling to walls, but that's about it. That said, I mean, even though he outright said your Gecko meta ability, I do not believe it. I mean, I'm sure that is a power he has. Like, that is his physiology. But I don't think that's his... How do I put it? That's not all of his quirk. I do want to be better about my language, because I do believe, a quirk is... it is everything that makes you not a normal human being in this world. So, like, the fact that Tokiyami has a bird head, that's part of his quirk. We call his quirk Dark Shadow because, that's the superpower he has. Like, that's, the thing that makes him a hero. But realistically speaking, it is that plus his bird head. Or with a Coda, for instance. Like, the fact that he looks all weird and rocky, like, that is part of his quirk. It's not a superpower, but it is, like, that comes from his plus alpha genes. Like, that is, a trait being passed on that makes him less human or not, a normal human being. So in the same way, I assume Spinner has a superpower that is not just his Gecko abilities. Alright, okay, so this was a bit of a flashback, actually. Because now we see the end of last chapter, Shigaraki just dusting the building. It burst into spikes, jeez. Spinner! I can't see you becoming a worthwhile person. I know that better than anyone. When I get inspired to act, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just a loser jumping on a bandwagon. He's got a shirt on saying, "You must die." Jeez. What an edgy boy. But I know that already. I've got nothing I love like Toga does, nothing I really want to do. Look at me with all that prejudice in your eyes. But back then, I just know something lit a fire in my heart. All I could think was how I wanted a glimpse of the future he was imagining. I mean, yeah, he's got a drive. He has an ethos. It's not a great one, but he's got it, and I can't fault him for it. I'm really hoping, because we've also had these sort of, vaguely thematic, fights, I don't know what exactly, links the politician and Spinner together, but I want there to be a big thing. I want this to be Spinner being super cool. It might just be a thematic thing of, the media telling you how you're supposed to feel, and Spinner fighting against it, fighting for himself, believing in, his own personal understanding of who he is. But I want it to be a quirk thing as well. I want to see some coolness coming out of Spinner. That's also just because I like rooting for the underdogs. Okay, so it is as we suspected last time. Twice was able to save Giran by just making a whole lot of twices. Just so many twice. Just a big, goopy pile of twice. Oh, boy. That's, look at him. Oh, boy. That is thick. Tell me that not. How are you feeling right about now? Oh, jeez. Did he destroy his own foot? Even stuff he didn't touch is decaying. Okay, I don't think he's erasing his foot, he's just erasing his shoes. But that means he can't hit the ground again without, erasing his foot. I'm just hyped to let my rage build up. It's why my forehead looks like this. Oh, we're getting his thing. Okay. Oh my god, did Shigaraki just lose his hand? That's a lot of blood coming out of his actual hand. And was it this hand that committed such evil acts? Meta ability Stress. Accumulates stress and converts into sheer power. More stress means a bigger, tougher body. And it seems to be it's when he's feeling the stress. He lets it build up, and as long as that happens, sometimes it spikes. That does explain why he, went all black when he killed his former assistants. But it seems like he has to actually be letting his stress out for it to actually like bulk him up. I don't know if it's the most broken quirk, but like it is a really good quirk. Like it's a good simple quirk. It's very Hulk based, honestly. Like it even has the same power, like the advantage of the Hulk in that when the Hulk fights and he can't win, he gets mad, he gets more angry, and therefore he gets stronger. In the same way, I assume when Redestro fights a lot, he gets more and more stressed, and he lets that stress like vent, and therefore it makes him more powerful. Also, I want a clean version of this so I can make a meme. When you pluck the arm off just right. I can see a lot of people really relating to Redestro because of this. Like, it is a very relatable quirk. Also, I do like that it ties into his balding. Like, yeah, he's losing all that hair, but that's, that is a part of it. It's legitimately because he allows all the stress to build up, and then he blasts it out when his breaking point hits. Yeah, honestly, I could see that being why, like, let's assume the Destro has basically the same quirk. Like, we know his face also gets darker the same way. We don't know if it's exactly the same. I guess we also, like, I think his mom probably was quirkless. Because, like, when she coined the term, quirk, when she became the mother of quirks, like, they never mentioned her talking about her own quirk. So, most likely, she was quirkless. Destro, or, wait, no. I forgot. I forgot. That wasn't, Redestro's mom. That was Destro's mother. So never mind. That's not what I meant at all. Sorry. My point is still that, like, Destro, maybe that's why he called himself Destro, actually. Maybe it's because he destroys things, he used to destroy things when he, when he threw a tantrum, when he was crying. His face got super dark. He destroyed things. People thought of him as, like, a demon child. And as a result, like, he was an outcast. But from there, he learned to, control his temper. And from there, he started fighting for meta rights. Like, that makes so much more sense now. And then Redestro is named just because, he wants to be the return of Destro, and because he is Destro's son. It's a powerful ability. And it's the same way, like, that's an ability where if you do pass it on, if more and more kids or people have that ability, like, gosh, how dangerous. Because, like, as one thing, that just means that you have to focus on, controlling your stress. But if you combine that with any other quirk, like, if you combine that with Shigaraki's quirk, like, if it's just the more stressed you are, the more you, disintegrate, like, that could be ridiculous. They're gonna have to kick him in the balls, like, 5 times before they beat him up. Like, this power cannot be allowed to spread. Oh, earthquake. Someone's approaching. Is it Gigantomachia? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, time is passing. This would be a good time for him to show up. I mean, it's a 90-hour walk, as we said before on the podcast, but maybe he's real fast. Yeah, imagine someone with an anxiety disorder and OCD having this quirk. Oh, God. Like, one of the most horrifying things to me, like, in both, like, Western comics and, just general superpower stuff, is the idea of having a power that is, like, that is brought on by stress or humiliation or negative emotions, because, like, it's an endless cycle of you feel negative emotion, your power goes out of control, you feel negative emotion because your power is going out of control. Like, I mean, that's why the Hulk is that's why he's such an enduring figure, because it's such a horrible situation. I mean, it's why we have Amadeus Cho now, because it's such a horrible, horrible cycle that at some point you have to just calm down. People want to see Hulk stories that aren't just infinite suffering loops. Anyways, that was My Hero Academia. Good chapter. I liked it quite a bit, but I mean, it was all right. It was very much an all right chapter in an arc that has been a top tier fantastic. I want to put it. I think it was better than One Punch Man. I liked it more than One Punch Man, I should say. But I don't think it was as fun as Chainsaw Man, or I don't think it had as much substance, weirdly enough. Even though Chainsaw Man was much faster, it still focused a lot on one thing I really wanted to know about. Whereas, like, this was multiple things in a way. Like, we got a lot of information. But I don't know, viscerally, I didn't enjoy it as much. It's the difference between, like, going out and having fries when you've been craving fries versus, like, going out and having, like, a full meal, but it's, a burger plus a salad plus a drink, and what you really wanted was fries. If that makes any sense. Like, this was not by any stretch of the imagination a bad chapter, but it's not in my top 3 for this week. This was a good week. All right, let's do those author comments and then get out of here. Every time, it's a 50-50 between whether it's going to be author comments or other comments down there. I keep troubling the waiter by saying tortilla when I mean to order chai tea. Huh. How does that work? Because, like, it can't just be a Japanese pun, because, I guess it's ocha, right? Or, no, ocha is just tea. Would it be chai ocha? Or, but then how does it sound like tortilla? Like, I assume they don't have a Japanese term for tortilla, because it's tortilla. It's already a loan word. The stuff island people are using for ingredients are shells, pearls, and other things from the sea. I don't really understand the seaweed. What do you mean, Voichi? What do you mean you don't understand the seaweed? Maybe for, like, the outfits, perhaps? Like, he doesn't understand how you can make outfits out of it? Because, like, they do have this very silky thing going on. I assume they have silk, then, on the island, but I don't know how they would. I'm not excited about live-action Akira at all. I like Akira a lot. It's a good movie. I still have not read the manga, by the way. I'm gonna get around to it. Like, my library has it. I'll probably buy, or I'll get the physical volumes, read them like that. It's been a while since I've sat down and, like, read a whole series physically, but, like, there's nothing in the live action that I want. Best case scenario, it's like the anime movie, but not as great. Because, like, even if the special effects are up there, like, the acting, like, just the Akira as a movie is so good. It's so classic. I don't know how they could improve on it, apart from just, adapting more of the manga, I guess. But even then, I've known a lot of people who've read the manga and who think the movie is, it cuts out a lot, but it's still overall better. Or, it's more entertaining. It's better as a movie. So, and also, we've had, reports that the live-action Akira movie wants to just, like, reduce the focus on the plot of Akira and just do more with the bikes, so, I'm so happy that How to Train Your Dragon 3 seems to be getting a Japanese theatrical release. From what I've heard, a lot of people don't seem to like it, but a lot of people like How to Train Your Dragon. It's just 3 apparently is not the greatest ending to a trilogy. I worked while reading Juji Ito's Kaidan and watching Na Hongjing's The Wailing. Ooh, I might check this out. I'm a sucker for, like, foreign horror movies. I have 1 weak eye, but do they make glasses for just 1 eye? Like a scouter? Yeah, it's called a monocle. I'm so happy there's so much merchandise. My studio is decorated and we never learn stuff now. I mean, that must be a trip. Regardless of what the series would be like, I would definitely, I would decorate my workspace, especially, in just stuff from that series. I'm glad there's enough We Never Learn stuff to actually do that, though. I was stretching hard and fractured my leg. That can happen? Oof, that's yikes. I was carefully choosing which song to play during work, and then 2 hours went by. I was having too much fun. I'll never land in bed. I've been there. Sure, more food. Skuda-sente's been helping me since my Story King submission days. Congratulations to both creators. Nice belated goodbye to Food Wars. I'm sure you've all realized, but for the Gavinci stuff, I'm just pretending to know about it. Someone let me know something. I already closed my eyes when I drink something. I never knew. And then I watched the new Godzilla movie. I get so happy when Godzilla appears and the theme song plays. I have not seen King of the Monsters yet. I want to, but today I'm going out to see Toy Story 4, and I don't like going to the theaters a lot, so maybe not. It depends. If I can get, like, an IMAX screening, I probably will. The only downside I've heard about King of the Monsters is that there's too much monster fighting, and that's all I want. Like, I've heard a big split from, the critics want more not monster fighting, but people who go in just say, yeah, this is what we wanted from Hollywood. Like, Hollywood listens. We got a whole lot of fighting. So, yeah. That was Weekly Shonen Jump for the week of June 23rd, 2019. Really great issue this week. I had a lot of fun. So final rankings, as you can see, I'll have to modify stuff around. I apologize to anyone who, wanted to see Chainsaw Man later on or whatnot, or earlier, whatever, because I did say I was going to do it at the end, but I moved it back because, you know how it is sometimes. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to put out a Boruto reaction pretty soon. I just recorded up to the most recent chapter. It's good stuff. Not a whole lot of other Weekly Shonen Jump stuff apart from the usual, so thank you all so much for watching. Check out the weekly manga discussion. Check out Donut Reactions' new reaction channel. It is in the description down below in the version you're probably watching right now. See ya later. Bye for now. Nya nya.